Hey, what is going on everybody? Desir here with our Week 5 weekly recap. If you're new to this channel or haven't seen this type of video before, what we'll do is we'll go into certain attacks, kind of analyze it, see the breakdown, and kind of do a deep dive on how we can improve the attack or replicate it. Now this week's video is going to be a little different as we're just going to focus on one character, and that's going to be Black Knight. He has been a menace to a lot of people in Cosmic Crucible, especially in that stage 4. So we're going to look at some one-shot options. We're going to look at a team that went in and the targeting kind of was off and that caused it. And we're also going to look at some options on how you would sack this team. If you're ready to start, let's get into it. This first attack is going to be from my first round opponent, Spider Scott. This was him going into my stage 4 when I had my X-Treme X-Men with Jubilee and Black Knight. So for this particular video, it's going to be more of a how we are going to improve the attack. When I watched this attack, it looked like some of the target priority was off. So maybe he could have gone in with a sack team or fixed some of the targeting priority. So let's see what happens. For this attack here, Titania uses the special instead of the basic on the Black Knight, it looks like. I still think doing a skirmisher might be best to make sure that you get that vulnerable on him. King uses the special, hits the Gambit who's adjacent, does a follow-up on Black Knight, and he drops the taunt. He then uses the Moonstone special on Black Knight, which that's not going to do anything because he does have that immunity, so you're not going to get a stun. In this particular matchup, it probably would have been better to do maybe on Jubilee, so that way she stops doing the assist. Apocalypse's Retaliate does put a stun on Gambit, and here they try to take out the Gambit. I think you still want to go all in on Black Knight to finish him off. From here, you do see the X-Men start to take control of this matchup. Jubilee giving those assists out start to become too much for them. The Absorb Man does use the special on Gambit, knocks the evade off, but the Retaliate from Gambit and Black Knight kill the Absorbing Man and the Moonstone. Here you're going to see Titania goes out, so it went downhill very quickly. I think this is still doable as a one-shot if the targeting on the stuns were correct. Otherwise, if you are unsure about that, you can always do the sack method, which we'll discuss later on in this video. For this next fight, it's my third round opponent, Orcus. They went into the same team and used the same team of Apocalypse with Masters of Evil, but they did a sack, so let's take a look at that one. So here you do see that they used a Black Order sack. That's the method I prefer. You just go in, pause the game, let it time out. There is another method where you can go in with your Invaders team, use Nick Fury's special at the start. That's going to spread those death proofs to everybody, and you're able to burn a couple of abilities. I just find that a little bit too risky for my taste, so I haven't really done that one. Also, if the enemy has a Super Scroll with this team, you don't want to do the Invader burn because he will just kind of flip some of those effects for you, and you'll definitely start feeding them energy. So I always just play it safe, do the Black Order burn, and that's going to shut the Black Knight down. So here you do see Titania starts with the basic on the Black Knight, gets the vulnerable on him. Kang uses the special, and Moonstone went for the stun on the Gambit on this one. So that's not bad because it is going to take away some of the pings, but he's just going to brush it off right here. And because Absorbing Man, he is getting the most of the damage right now, which is perfectly fine. Apocalypse uses the special, and here you see that the Black Knight is almost dead already. The Retaliate from Apocalypse did put the stun on Jubilee, so that is going to stop some of the assist from coming in here. Kang does use the basic and actually gets the Gambit dead. The Moonstone uses the ultimate and gets the stun on the Nightcrawler along with a turn rewind on Forge and Jubilee. And here Kang is able to use the ultimate and the match is over. So this was a lot cleaner with the sack. This next attack is the one shot that I did on my round 3 opponent Orcus. I'm using the same team, so it's Apocalypse with Masters of Evil. I'd prefer Titania to be a skirmisher in this fight, so I'm going to try that out next week. But let's take a look at break down that fight. So right away, Titania's going to go first. I'm going to use the basic on the Black Knight. The special's not really going to do anything because of the high resist that he has. There is a vulnerable on him. Kang is going to use the special and put the slow on the adjacent Nightcrawler. The follow-up attack does pretty good damage on the Black Knight. Now I'm going to target the Rogue and use Moonstone specials. That way I stun her and I don't have to worry about her doing her special, which would kind of throw off the whole reflexive taunt and everything that she brings. I do have to deal with the stun from Nightcrawler, but that's just going to hit the Absorbing Man, so I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm going to target the Black Knight and use the basic, and that kills the Black Knight and the Rogue here. Now I just have to worry about Forge, Gambit, and Nightcrawler. Right here I believe I use the special from Absorbing Man because it gives the offense down and it hits the adjacent targets. So now I'm able to use Apocalypse's ultimate. I target the Gambit, so that way the Retaliate will be able to stun the Gambit. And here I went for the one shot on Nightcrawler. I don't hate that move. I wish I would have killed him here. I'm going to do a turn rewind and stun on Forge. And now I'm able to use Kang's ultimate on Forge and pretty much finish this matchup. So that's kind of the steps I take in doing the one shot. This next attack was also a one-shot. This was from several weeks ago. It's the Secret Defenders, Captain America, and Black Knight. This one does have a lot of RNG right at the start of the match for this one. So the start of the match is going to determine the outcome of how this will go. Your Void Knight is going to be on the Black Knight. You're going to use the ultimate, and it's a matter if you get the flips on his buffs into debuffs. If that does not happen, the match is pretty much over. This one here, it does work. The other team is going to start going. Here with Carnage, I opted to go for the Robbie. I used the ultimate that gets the Disrupt and the bleeds on him. For Apocalypse, I go towards Captain America and use the special. That way I can try to redistribute some health on him. And the goal of this match is to try to get as many people in red. That way you can start getting the speed. On Venom's turn, I'm going to use the ultimate on Robbie to spread all those debuffs, so that way we can try to knock him in red and kill him sooner. So that did knock Robbie into the red, so I'm starting to get that speed advantage. On Carnage's turn right here, I'm going to use that special to kill Robbie and knock Captain America fairly low in health. Right here you can use the ultimate. Everybody does have trauma, so I'm not going to peel anything off. I end up going for the special here. That way he can get some defense downs out on the field. For Venom's turn, I'm going to use the special on the Black Knight. That's going to ability block him, and I get the follow-up for some more speed. And Void Knight, I'm going to use the special on Captain America. That's going to remove one of his ability energy, so it's going to kind of prolong some stuff. Now I can use Apocalypse Ultimate. Black Knight is dead. I'm able to use his one shot to get rid of the Black Cat. And from there, it's a very easy cleanup. So this one's very risky because it all depends on the Void Knight Ultimate. If that doesn't go off, then you pretty much lose. So this might be one of those matches where if you want to sack it and then follow up with it, that's a better option for you. This next fight was sent to me by a friend of mine. It's Apocalypse with the Secret Defenders into the full Out of Time team. I know people are starting to see the Out of Time team as a full unit on defense, so I definitely wanted to add that into this video. For the start of the match, you're going to use Ms. Marvel Harlight's special. That's going to get that taunt on her. Black Cat's going to use the special, and because she bounced back, she was able to do some extra damage, and then the follow-up attack on the Black Knight. Captain America gets the reflex of taunt, and Robbie's able to use the special on the Captain America to do some extra damage on Starbrand and Black Knight. Photon was able to use the special and kill Starbrand, so now you're starting to get some ability energy. Apocalypse used the special on Black Knight and was able to stun him from the retaliate, and the Robbie proc actually killed the Black Knight. This match goes a whole lot smoother than I thought it would personally. I thought there'd be a little bit of struggling on here, but the Secret Defenders do so well using their specials, and the threat of Apocalypse kind of cancels out what Black Knight would have brought to the Out of Time team. So this was an excellent counter, so I definitely wanted to point this one out. And that's all the Black Knight matches I have to show you all today. Were there any helpful tips I gave you guys? Was there anything that I missed? Hopefully this will help you out in your next 2 weeks of Cosmic Crucible. Black Knight's still a huge threat, so I wanted to make sure I got this video out. Please remember to like and subscribe and comment below. Have a wonderful rest of the day.